As Leon Kennedy, you find yourself in a forgotten corner of Europe where you must find and rescue the kidnapped daughter of the US president. From the start, the remake impresses with its updated graphics and sound design, which create an incredibly tense and dark atmosphere. You will face local residents infected with the Las Plagas parasite, who behave not like zombies, but as smart and coordinated enemies. Every battle requires a tactical approach and the use of the environment to your advantage. The game also features many puzzles and survival elements, where resource management plays a key role. The remake has preserved the spirit of the original, while adding new elements, making it interesting for both new players and veterans of the series. The result is a thrilling and scary action horror that keeps you hooked until the end. In the game Bioshock, you dive into the underwater city of Rapture, created by idealist Andrew Ryan as a utopian haven for the greatest minds of humanity. However, instead of paradise, you find a city in ruins torn apart by civil war and teeming with genetically altered creatures. As Jack, you explore this dark world, facing ethical dilemmas and moral choices. The main feature of the game is the use of plasmids, genetic modifications that give superhuman abilities such as controlling electricity or telekinesis. But every ability comes at a price, and every action has consequences. The atmosphere of the game, supported by amazing sound and visual design, creates a unique and unforgettable experience. The story of Bioshock makes you think about the nature of power, morality, and humanity, leaving a deep impression on every player. The series of games, A Plague Tale, transports us to medieval France, gripped by the plague. The story focuses on Amicia and her younger brother Hugo, who try to survive in this cruel world. Players must navigate through plague-ravaged villages and cities, hide from inquisitors, and escape from swarms of rats that bring death. The main focus is on stealth and puzzle solving, which makes you feel part of this horrifying era. Hugo has special abilities linked to the plague, which becomes a key element of the story and gameplay. The deep relationship between the siblings, along with stunning graphics and sound design, makes the game emotionally rich and engaging. Each chapter reveals new aspects of the story, full of tragedies, hopes, and unexpected twists that keep the player in suspense until the end. The Last of Us takes us to a post-apocalyptic world where civilization has collapsed due to a fungal virus pandemic. The player assumes the role of Joel, a hardened smuggler who must escort young Ellie across the ruined cities of America. The game perfectly conveys the atmosphere of despair and survival, where every day is a fight for life. The relationship between Joel and Ellie becomes the central theme, unfolding through touching and sometimes brutal moments. The gameplay combines elements of stealth action and open combat, with the infected and bandits requiring strategic thinking and quick reactions. The cinematic graphics and powerful soundtrack create a deep immersion in the game world, making every scene incredibly realistic and emotionally charged. The Last of Us is not just a game, but a deep and touching story of love loss and hope. Baldur's Gate 3 continues the traditions of the legendary RPG series, plunging us into the world of the Forgotten Realms. You find yourself at the center of an epic story involving mind flayers and their parasites, which turn people into horrific creatures. Your character, infected with such a parasite, must find a way to rid themselves of it before it's too late. The game offers a deep role-playing system based on Dungeons & Dragons rules, with a rich choice of classes, races, and abilities. Every choice and action affects the development of the plot and relationships with NPCs. Exploration is full of dangers and mysteries, and the combat system, which combines turn-based battles and tactical thinking, provides a dynamic and thrilling gameplay experience. Stunning graphics and sound design create the atmosphere of a true adventure, making Baldur's Gate 3 one of the best RPGs of modern times. Elden Ring, by the creators of Dark Souls and Bloodborne, presents an enthralling world full of myths and legends. You find yourself in a shattered world where you must restore the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. The game combines elements of an open world with a deep role-playing system, offering players freedom in choosing their path and abilities. Exploration of this dark and mysterious world is full of dangers and discoveries, where every corner hides its secrets. The combat system, familiar to fans of From Software, requires precision and strategy. Every encounter with enemies and bosses becomes a test of endurance and skill. The graphics and environment design astound with their splendor and detail. Creating a unique atmosphere of a fantasy epic, Elden Ring is a true masterpiece that captivates from the first minutes and does not let go until the very end. Red Dead Redemption 2 takes us to the late 19th century at the end of the Wild West era. You play as Arthur Morgan, a member of the Van der Linde gang, struggling to survive in a world that is changing too fast. The graphics and attention to detail create an incredibly realistic and vibrant world where every action has consequences. The main focus is on Arthur's story, his inner conflict and relationships with other gang members. Players can complete missions, hunt rob trains, or just explore the huge open world full of hidden secrets and side quests. The musical score and sound design enhance immersion, making every scene cinematic. Red Dead. Mass Effect Legendary Edition is a remaster of the iconic sci-fi RPG trilogy. Players take on the role of Commander Shepard, who must save the galaxy from an ancient race known as the Reapers. The game offers a deep dialogue system where every choice affects the development of the plot and the fates of characters. Your decisions have long-term consequences reflected throughout the trilogy. Graphical improvements and refined gameplay make the game modern while preserving the spirit of the originals. The combat system combines elements of action and tactics, offering variety in approaches to battles. Additionally, Mass Effect Legendary Edition astounds with its character development and world building, making every mission and dialogue rich and meaningful. It's the perfect way for new players to experience the Legendary series, and for veterans to relive the epic adventure. Shadow of the Colossus is a game that captivates with its minimalistic beauty and emotional depth. You play as Wander, a young man who travels to a forgotten land to resurrect his beloved. To achieve this, he must defeat 16 Colossi giant creatures, each of which is unique and requires a special approach. The game astounds with its atmosphere, where every moment is filled with a sense of loneliness and grandeur. The musical score and sound effects enhance the emotional immersion, making every battle with the Colossi unforgettable. The controls and mechanics create a unique gameplay experience where both agility and strategic thinking are important. Shadow of the Colossus is not just a game, but a work of art that explores themes of sacrifice, love, and moral dilemmas, leaving a deep impression on every player. Deus Ex: Human Revolution is a cyberpunk RPG that questions the future of humanity and the ethics of technology. You play as Adam Jensen, a former cop who, after a tragic attack on his company, becomes a cyborg with unique abilities. The game offers a deep customization system, allowing you to develop skills and abilities based on your playstyle, whether it's stealth hacking or aggressive tactics. The world of the game is full of moral choices and complex questions about free will and the nature of humanity. Every quest and dialogue requires thoughtful approach, and the multiple endings depend on your decisions. The graphics and atmosphere filled with neon lights and dark tones create a unique world that is both engaging and thought-provoking. Deus Ex Human Revolution is not just a game, but a deep and multi-layered experience that leaves no fan of the genre indifferent. Persona 5 is a unique JRPG that combines elements of a school simulator and exciting battles in the world of shadows. You play as a high school student who leads a double life as a member of the Phantom Thieves, a group fighting corruption in people's hearts. The game offers a deep and engaging story where every character has their own unique story and motivation. An important part of the gameplay is the social life of the hero. Players must build relationships with other characters, which affects abilities and battle capabilities. The battles are turn-based, where strategy and the use of enemy weaknesses are crucial. The stylish visual design and memorable soundtrack make the game unforgettable. Persona 5 is not just a game, but an immersion into a world where friendship, betrayal, and the fight for justice are interwoven into one vivid and dynamic adventure. Final Fantasy VII Remake is a reimagining of the classic RPG, transported to modern platforms with enhanced graphics and an updated combat system. You play as Cloud Strife, a mercenary who joins the eco-terrorist group Avalanche to fight the Shinra Corporation, which is exploiting the planet's resources. The game offers a deep story full of emotions and unexpected twists. Characters such as Tifa Barrett and Aerith are given further development, making their stories even more touching and complex. The combat system combines real-time action and strategic thinking, making every fight dynamic and thrilling. The graphics and soundtrack, created with great love for the original, are astonishing and immerse you in the game world. Final Fantasy VII Remake is not just a nostalgic trip for fans, but a wonderful adventure for new players that leaves an unforgettable impression. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is an epic RPG that plunges players into a rich and detailed world based on the works of Andrzej Sapkowski. You play as Geralt of Rivia, a witcher, a professional monster hunter, who searches for his lost love and adopted daughter Cirilla, who is pursued by the Wild Hunt. The game offers a huge open world full of quests, mysteries, and adventures. Every action you take affects the plot development and the fates of characters, creating a unique and personalized gaming experience. The combat system combines action elements and strategy, requiring skill and tactical thinking from the player. The visual effects, music, and sound design create an incomparable atmosphere of a fantasy world where magic and reality intertwine. Witcher 3 is not just a game, but a true work of art that captivates with its depth and scale, leaving an unforgettable impression.